blast. Teenage dreams and neon screens. It was all rad, you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's like whatever, together forever. We're never gonna sever. Laughing and sharing our stories clever. We'll take you back. It's like whatever.
Welcome to Like Whatever, a podcast for, by, and about Gen X. I'm Nicole, and this is my BFFF, Heather.
How about them birds?
How about them birds?
So did you have a week of something? Anything happened this week?
Not really. Like Sunday evening was a little exciting.
What'd you do?
There was a game on.
Oh, the sports ball game?
The sports ball game, correct.
Aha.
It was a red team and a green team.
I heard.
And the green team dominated the red team.
How about that?
How about that?
How about it? That was a great game.
It was. Like my husband said, it was the easiest game we watched all year.
It really was. It was a complete and total domination, left, right, center.
Yeah. I mean, I still didn't feel comfortable the whole time.
No. You can't ever feel comfortable in that situation.
No, I was even carefully not jinxing, like, oh my God, are we going to win? Like, nope, none of those words came out of my mouth.
I think my mom did jinx the shutout.
Oh.
Yeah, because she said, looks like we're going to, and I was like, do not finish that sentence. And she said, looks like we're going to have a shot. And I was like, I told you not to say it. What's wrong with you, lady?
Well, now we know why that didn't happen.
Blame it on my mom, everybody. I don't know. She's hard to keep quiet.
So, our city of Philadelphia will be celebrating on Friday.
Yes,
We think
the day this comes out, so.
We've kind of collectively, I think, everyone we know has all kind of decided we're not going to do it again.
No, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much of a day.
Yeah.
It's too much. And then with this cold, it snowed here.
Yes.
And I've been tromping through snow all day. And I just, the mere thought of it just is exhausting.
Yeah.
It's such a day.
Yeah.
It's
it is.
fun. Like I said, if it was like 20 minutes away, sure, I'd be all about it. But,
yeah. It's like when the Firefly Music Festival used to be here in Dover. Like, it was 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go for all 4 days because I can go home and shower and go to bed and get up and cook a real meal. And
yeah, I just, no thanks. I can't. When we went the last one, it was enough for me.
Yeah, it really was. I agree with that. I mean, I don't think I have any urge at all.
I don't. Like, I do, but I don't. Like, if I could just teleport there and then teleport out.
Like, the fan in me thinks I should be more excited and be considering going. Yeah. But the old lady in me is like,
it's a real struggle.
You're good. Trust us on this one. You're good.
The old lady is a real struggle.
Yeah. And she's usually right.
She takes over 9 out of 10 times.
She has a lot of wisdom.
She does. She has a been there, done that attitude.
Yes.
And she says, you remember the last time? We didn't have that much fun the last time.
No, we didn't.
So, yeah. It's just too many people in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
It is a lot. I did it the once. I told my friend at work that is a young man's game right there. And I am not a young man anymore. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just different last time. Plus also for me, because my kids were teenagers. My sister-in-law lived in South Jersey at the time, and now she lives in Arizona. So, it was go up to her house the night before, spend the night, get up in the morning, get the train, and that was kind of like best case scenario of how to do the day. And, she's not there anymore. And it just, my kids are grown. They're like, no.
I don't want to be around a bunch of drunk people. I don't want to be in a crowd. I don't want to get pushed around. If I were to go, it would be down at the stadium, in, out, boom, bang, gone.
Right.
Out by 12.
And I bet even that's not as simple as you think.
Oh, I know it's not. I have no doubt that because
you're absolutely correct. That would be the best way to do it.
Because I heard yesterday they announced that the parking lots will not be open at the stadium. So, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Oh, I know why. Because it was going to take too much police presence in the parking lot that they needed elsewhere. So I was like, well,
All right. Well, that makes sense.
Fuck
then.
that shit then. There goes that idea.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't take off, and around the second quarter, my postmaster text leave denied. So I said, well, I guess I'm going to call out.
Nice.
But yeah, what else did you do this week?
Well, today we had a snow day because it snowed all night last night.
Lucky.
Well, I should say the state of Delaware employees had a snow day, not the post office.
No.
So we started watching the Diddy documentary on HBO and Discovery Plus, and I think the ID channel run it. Whew, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful. It's really hard to watch. But in the same context, it's a good thing because you can see the trauma in these people. Like, these are not paid actors.
Right.
These are people who have been through something. And the fact that they can now come out and share their story and be validated and let the world know what happened to them is pretty powerful.
Right.
I mean, he was awful. And it's another one of those cases. They tell you about his childhood. His dad was shot when he was 33 because he was involved in, I almost want to say mafia type stuff. I can't remember that part. But anyway, so raised by a single mom in Harlem. So she raised him to be tough because she knew being soft there he'd never make it.
Right. But
again, as I say, you know, your upbringing, it's a reason, not an excuse.
not an excuse.
So he didn't have to grow up to be an awful person. But he was just so power hungry and just so like, get to them before they get to you. That's basically it. His mom was like, don't come home telling me you got hit. Like, you better have hit him back twice as hard. If somebody takes something from you, you take more than that from them. And that's what he was taught growing up. So it was a perfect storm of, and he was extremely talented. I mean, you can't deny that.
Right.
Whether you like his music or not, he built a billion-dollar lifestyle.
He sure did.
Life. So he knew something he was doing, but he sure did not treat people nice ever, like ever.
Well, I mean, most of the time when you're at that level, you haven't treated people very nice anyway.
Yeah, and that sucks because it doesn't need to be that way.
Well, nice doesn't get paid.
It should though.
I am proof in the pudding that is not true. Nice does not, I shouldn't say that. I'm not very nice, but good-hearted, I suppose. Doesn't usually.
Yeah.
Doesn't win any races.
That is true.
For some reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to, before we get into it, I'm just going to remind everyone while you're paying attention, if you actually are paying attention, that you can like, share, rate, and review. You know, it's those little stars there. Yeah. It makes a difference. It moves people up, it moves people down, whatever. You should just check it out on your app, especially if you use Apple. Mm-hmm. It's very important on Apple.
It is.
From what I've been told by Yeah. So do that right now.
Please.
Do it now.
Please. She said she wasn't nice.
I'm not.
She actually is super nice.
I'm not.
She likes to play like she's tough. But she's only mean to people who deserve it.
Everybody deserves it.
Fair enough. So this week, this episode will drop on Friday, February 14th.
What is that day?
The day of love. If I can just start this with, first of all, St. Valentine's Day is not a Hallmark holiday.
No, we found this out.
Yeah, because it started in like 14 something. So Hallmark was not a thing then.
No. As far as I know, it wasn't.
Maybe. Who knows? But also, I know a lot of people hate on Valentine's Day, and that's fine. You can have your opinion.
I hate on Valentine's Day.
My opinion is, what is so wrong with celebrating a day of love?
Because it should be every day.
You're the worst.
I know. Because I just think it's stupid for one day. Like, you should just be nice to your significant other every day. Like, every day should be Halloween.
Yes, that's absolutely true. But it extends past your significant other. Like, your
Oh, what?
kids.
Valentine's Day? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. It's Valentine's Day. Like, let's just make the holiday even stupider.
All right, cranky pants. Let's move on. So since this will be dropping on Valentine's Day, I decided that we're going to fuck around and find out about Gen X celebrity couples.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So some of these I remembered, some I did not. Some, yeah, it was just, there was a lot. I was going through like, wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the first one we're going to start with is Brad Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow. Do you remember when they dated?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember their matching haircuts?
I don't remember their matching haircut, though.
I didn't, but then I saw the picture and then I remembered. And yeah. So anyway, who can ever forget the infamous matching haircuts?
Me.
The painfully attractive pair first began dating while filming Seven and quickly became the golden couple of the 90s.
What's in the box?
Do you think Brad Pitt's handsome?
No.
Okay. Do you think Gwyneth Paltrow is pretty?
No.
Huh. All right. I am the opposite on both of those.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's what we usually do. So though they were engaged and once sported identical looks, their romance came to an end in 1997, with the Goop founder later taking blame for its demise during an interview with Howard Stern.
Oh, hold on. Let me just first say, yeah, okay. So back to Brad Pitt.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Brad. I do like Seven, mostly.
Are you on Angelina's side?
No.
Okay.
I don't care about either one of them. But,
okay.
no, I'm not. I dislike Angelina even more because of the whole Jennifer Aniston thing.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I digress.
Right.
No. So I have mixed feelings about Brad Pitt.
Okay.
I don't hate Brad Pitt as much as I hate Tom Cruise.
Correct.
But I don't particularly care for him. But then I remember the movies that I like that he's in. And there's one movie in particular that I think is a phenomenal performance by him. And I feel like he should have gotten probably more, maybe not an award for it, but like.
I have so many of his movies running through my head, and I'm not sure which one you're going to say.
It's with Bruce Willis.
Is that Seven?
No. 12 Monkeys.
Okay. I probably saw that.
It's set in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw it. If I did, I saw it once.
It wasn't a very popular movie, but it is a really, really good movie. I like Bruce Willis, so
Yeah, me too.
and I like anything set in Philadelphia. So, but he plays mentally ill. And he does this thing with his eye through the whole movie that I just don't understand how he does it. And it was like a 90s movie, or early 2000s maybe. So it's not CGI. It's definitely him.
Wow.
And just the way he is, like he's very like, I mean, it's very Brad Pitt, but it is a good movie. So I come and go with Brad Pitt. Of course, I love Seven. Like there's no better movie on earth than.
I took a world religion class in college, and it was a super fun class. It was just on weekends, but he had us watch 7 Years in Tibet. That was the first time I'd seen that. That's also a very good movie.
I haven't seen that either.
That was a good one. And then my all-time favorite is going to be Ocean's 11.
I do like Ocean's 11.
I love
That's
George
why I say
Clooney.
I come and go with him. Like I can't decide how I feel about him. I think.
Yeah, he and Clooney in that movie were just perfect.
And he did a lot in Katrina. For Katrina.
Are you going to rethink your Brad Pitt
No.
stance? Okay, good. You're too old to be changing your mind like that.
I don't change my mind.
Back to Gwyneth Paltrow. Right. She told Howard Stern in an interview that she was a kid. She was 22 when they met. It's taking me until 40 to get my head out of my ass. You can't make that decision when you're 22 years old, you know. I think I was a kid and I wasn't ready, and he was too good for me. Whatever. Yeah. It just didn't work out. You don't have to be so dramatic.
I know. It's Hollywood. They very rarely work out.
Okay, so next we have Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears.
This was a horrible idea, just all the way around.
The pictures just don't even look like a good thing back then. They didn't look happy.
No.
So Justin Timberlake was a breakout star of the biggest boy band in the world. She was the most famous pop star in the world. If pop music were prom, Britney and Justin were its ultimate king and queen. From the infamous matching denim outfits, which is what I always picture when I think of the two of them, to the adorable nicknames Pinky and Stinky, which I don't remember that.
No.
The young couple's 4-year relationship, which I don't think I knew was that long either.
No.
1998 to 2002, and dramatic breakup has helped define both of their careers. Its legacy immortalized forever with Cry Me a River, Timberlake's hit song about the devastating split. The music video featured a Britney lookalike and seemingly confirmed the cheating rumors. I was kind of in denial. Spears would later say, seeing the video for the first time during an interview with Diane Sawyer, who also asked if the infidelity allegations were true. I'm not technically saying he...
You didn't finish that sentence.
I didn't. Yep. So, yeah.
So,
I'm
who
gonna
knows?
I'm going to say that she said it without saying it.
Yeah.
Or you can just cut all that out. Okay. This one is in here special for you.
I noticed.
Johnny and Winona.
This one, I don't care. I don't care.
Is it too late for them?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It is and it isn't. Because I know she's come out with his whole trial with that nut job.
Mm-hmm.
She did back him.
Oh, yeah.
And she stood firmly.
She said there was
behind him.
absolutely no way any of that was true.
And so did his ex-wife. So I think it would not hurt my feelings if they were to ever. But I think he has gone probably too far into a hole.
Well, she's not the most stable thing in the
She's
world
not,
either.
and I think that's the problem. I think he's too far
they would be
in
toxic for each other. Yeah.
I think that they are one of those couples that you remember that Will Smith movie that he was the superhero.
Oh,
Hitch or not Hitch? What the hell was the name of that movie?
Hutch?
No, it wasn't Hutch. Anyway,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and him and that girl could never be together because it was they would destroy. I really think that would be Johnny and Winona. I think they just
and hopefully they're best friends to this day.
I do believe they are, and I do think that they are just the cutest. I mean, they are. If you are a goth kid, they are your dream goth relationship.
Yes, that is true. So Winona Forever. That was the tattoo Depp got during his whirlwind romance with Ryder, then 18, with the young pair quickly becoming the it couple after meeting at the Great Balls of Fire premiere in 1989 and going on to star in Edward Scissorhands together.
Yes.
Depp would later tell, "There's been nothing in my 27 years that's comparable to the feeling I have for Winona." Their romance would play out until 1993, when they ended their engagement and Depp infamously changed his tattoo to read Wino Forever. Do you remember that?
I do.
Ryder later called her split from Depp her first major heartbreak, telling Ellen in 2009, "I think it was really ironic because like everybody else just thought I had everything in the world. You know, I had no reason to be depressed. Everything was sort of at its peak, but inside I was completely lost."
I mean, for number one, she was so young.
So young.
I mean, yeah, and he's just so unstable.
Yeah.
It's just not no, but I think maybe one day in goth heaven, they rule over the entire land.
And you'll be one of their minions?
I will follow Johnny Depp to the ends of the earth. Always have, always will.
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep.
I like a bad boy apparently, and he is the baddest of all the bad boys, and I don't care how old he looks, or he is the most perfect human being ever put on this planet. You can fight me to the death on that one. I don't care. Johnny Depp is the most perfect. He's just perfect.
Phew. Anyway, our next one is Robert Downey
Very
Jr.
passionate
and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Only Tim Burton likes him more than me.
Before the Sex and the City star married Matthew Broderick in 1997 and the Avengers frontman married wife and producer partner Susan in 2005, the A-listers were in a tumultuous 7-year relationship from 1984 to 1991, which was defined by his substance abuse issues.
I don't remember them being together.
When I saw the picture, I remember that. But to say they had a 7-year relationship, definitely.
No.
Although in 84, I was 11.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a big deal before I was old enough to realize.
You know what's a good movie with her? Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Her and Helen Hunt.
Mm-hmm. I love Helen Hunt.
I love Helen Hunt, and I love that movie. Because we should seriously do an episode about those dance shows from the 80s. I almost got to go to one because they film them in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
And there was one right by my aunt's house.
Very cool.
Dance Party USA, I think it was.
Let's see. So I was so selfish. I liked to drink. I had a drug problem, and that didn't jibe with Sarah Jessica because it is the furthest thing from what she is. Robert Downey Jr., who got sober in 2002, later told Parade, "She provided me a home and understanding. She tried to help me. She is a force of nature." So it was very nice.
But didn't her and Matthew Broderick kill somebody?
No, that was him and Jennifer Grey.
Oh, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they dated for a little bit too. I think that was one I didn't put in here, but I did see it. So it's not like I remember that off the top of my head, but yes. I should have just left that and sounded smart. But anyway,
looking chose not to put them in here because they murdered someone. Accidentally.
Yeah, it was a car accident. The two of them were in the front seat and there were passengers in the back seat, and the passengers in the back seat died. And it was found to be Matthew Broderick's fault.
Yes.
See, I didn't put it in here, but it's a good thing I read it. Looking back on their romance, Sarah Jessica Parker told People that while she had to find the courage to walk away, she also doesn't regret any of it. I don't resent the time spent. It seems to me like Robert Downey Jr. has always been a pretty solid guy. He just had an addiction issue.
Yes.
So it sounds like, a lot of people stuck by his side because they must have known who he was on the inside, not just who he was as an addict. So
I like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, I think he's great.
To pick up artist with Molly Ringwald.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Molly.
All right. So pop icon Madonna and Oscar winner Sean Penn wed during a top secret ceremony in Malibu, California in 1985. The couple earned the moniker the Poison Penns because of their volatile relationship, which included allegations of abuse that both parties have denied. While they were together, the couple made the box office flop Shanghai Surprise in 1986, and Madonna dedicated her album from that same year, True Blue, to her then hubby. I actually have a blue vinyl 45 of True Blue that I bought when it came out.
Huh. Mm-hmm. I had her book in French.
Oh, fancy.
I don't know where it is now. It's probably worth a lot of money.
Probably. 3 years later, she filed for divorce, but in her 1991 film Madonna, Truth or Dare, when asked the identity of the love of her life, the singer responded, "My whole Sean. My whole heart. My whole love."
Her whole love, probably.
It was Sean.
Yeah.
In 2000, Madonna married Guy Ritchie, who happens to be my favorite movie producer. And in 1996, Penn married Robin Wright.
Jedi.
I always think of The Princess Bride when I see her.
Oh, well, it's funny because when any of those polls, it's like who is the biggest villain in all of the movies? She is always number one with Jenny. And I'm like, you're damn right. She was horrible.
Yep, but both of those couples are now divorced.
Oh, really?
Yes. So this was one I didn't remember, but since we had talked recently.
I know. When I saw that, I was like, hold up. What?
Tom Cruise met Cher at Sean Penn and Madonna's wedding in 1985. At the time, the risky business star was 22 years old, 16 years younger than the Moonstruck actress. She has always liked them young.
She does.
Sparks didn't really fly until the two reunited at the White House event benefiting people with dyslexia, which both Cruz and Cher battle with. So, yeah,
That's crazy.
I can't even picture that in my head. Like, that doesn't make any sense
Do you think maybe Scientology is the reason they are not? I can't imagine that Cher would
Yeah, definitely.
vibe with the Scientology
Hell no.
nonsense. I don't know. I think she'd be like, fuck you.
In 2013, Cher told Andy Cohen on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live she was crazy for Cruz for a little minute. Well, he is a little guy. Yeah. And she called him one of her top 5 best lovers.
It's not what I've heard about Tom Cruise.
It's not what they say on the corner.
Not what they say.
She was actually with Cruz when she helped come up with the barely there look she wore in 1988 when she took home the Academy Award for Best Actress in Moonstruck. And we all remember that outfit.
With the feathers, right? In her
Yeah,
hair?
the black
Yeah.
bodysuit.
Yeah.
Barely there.
Mm-hmm.
This one I remembered.
Yes.
Like all of Michael Jackson's personal relationships, his connection to Brooke Shields wasn't conventional. The two met at the 1981 Oscars, and though he seemed very into her, it was more of a friendship in Shields' eyes. In 2009, she revealed to Rolling Stone that the King of Pop proposed to her on multiple occasions. I would say, you have me for the rest of your life. You don't need to marry me. I'm going to go on and do my own life and have my own marriage and my own kids, and you'll always have me, Shields said. I think it made him relax. He didn't want to lose things that meant something to him. That really kind of gets in his head a little bit. Like,
I have a lot of feelings about Michael Jackson, and
I do too. And I don't know how to feel about him at the same time.
yes, my feelings of Michael Jackson are probably not very politically correct of me. So I just think, look, if you fucking sent your kid to spend the weekend with Michael Jackson after all of those allegations, you pimped your fucking kid.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
Yes.
Whether you believe it or not, and then you want to sue, no.
Mm-hmm.
You pimped you sold your child. You did.
Exactly.
Plain
but
and
I
simple.
also feel like I don't know what happened, so I'm just basing this on my opinion. But he was robbed of his childhood, and he was very childlike as an adult. With the amusement park at his house and the zoo and all those things. And I wonder if him having those kids sleep in the bed was really just a childlike sleepover type thing for him.
And I'll never know. Well, none of us will ever know.
No,
we don't know.
We won't.
But the thing of it is that maybe it was innocent, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But simply, if you knew that
if you even thought there was a chance,
if there were allegations, and you simply thought, I'm gonna let my kid stay here, you just wouldn't do it unless your money's more important to you,
right?
And I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it.
Right? It would be like letting your 15-year-old daughter go out with R. Kelly.
Yeah. and then being surprised.
But at least we know.
Yeah. And then want to turn around and sue him. Well, you kind of you sold your kid.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree that the parents were in the wrong, but I also wonder the extent of what his abuse was. He a pedophile, or was he just so I don't know if he's a pedophile or if he was just stuck in a state of being a 10-year-old or
perpetually.
So who knows, but he had a tortured life anyway. But again, reasons not excuses.
Yeah.
So on to the next one. Oh, I forgot to mention too, most of this information was found on eOnline today. Sorry. According to page 6, Kim Basinger was so crazy for Prince. Did you remember this one?
I do remember this. Yes.
I did not. In 1989, that she relocated to his hometown of Minneapolis to be with him. Rumor has it the two made an album titled Hollywood Affair that was never released.
I can imagine it wasn't released. I can't imagine it's anything worth hearing.
I want to hear anything from Prince, but
with Kim Basinger, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. In 2015, Basinger discussed her relationship with Prince with the Daily Beast. I really don't have boundaries, so I enjoyed that time of my life, she said. It was a really special moment in time, and I have great memories, and I don't put a lot of restrictions on myself. Let's just put it that way. If there's someone I connect with, we'll go on these rides together. I didn't really get, like, was she saying I dated black guys?
No, I think it was probably more of an open situation.
Yeah, I don't think Prince was ever monogamous or ever pretended to be monogamous.
I don't think Prince turned down sleeping with anybody.
I didn't.
At any point, for any reason.
And nobody turned him down.
No, I don't.
I know I wouldn't have. But anyway, I would have made him leave his seals on, though.
Learning about Nicole's kinks today. No kink shaming, kids.
Speaking of Arsenio Hall, his birthday was today? Yesterday?
Today or yesterday? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he turned like 78 or something
gosh.
crazy, like something weird.
Don't say that again.
Really weird. So anyway, he met Paula Abdul, which I do remember this one.
I do remember that.
Who was working as a choreographer on the set of the 1988 movie Coming to America. Classic.
Yeah.
The two dated from 1988 to 1989, and he has nothing but praise for his famous ex. In 2009, the same year rumors circulated the two might be rekindling their romance, Hall told People, "The most fun I've ever had in any phase of my life was with a woman named Paula." All right, I didn't say that exactly word for word, but
you got the gist.
I did. The wine's kicking in. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned last week I survived dry January either, and I'm pretty proud of me.
She did.
Pat on the back. I did it.
Good job.
But yeah, now I'm back to boozing, so
yeah,
that's why I'm screwed up.
Just learn a word.
We were together because we wanted to be. Despite their apparent compatibility, those crazy kids couldn't make it work. And the former Lakers girl cozied up with Full House's John Stamos before marrying Estevez in 1992.
Oh, yeah.
I remember her with Estevez. I don't think I remember John Stamos. Hall, meanwhile, has never been married.
Huh.
Though they were both using drugs and alcohol at the same time, Drew Barrymore and Corey Feldman met on the set of an after-school special ironically titled 15 and Getting Straight in 1989.
So can we just go on a tangent about poor little Corey Feldman? He has completely gone off the deep end.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Oh.
He has a band and he thinks he has the greatest band. Like it's I mean, it is hard to watch. You're so secondhand embarrassed for Corey that you're just like, Corey, please just stop it. Just stop. I mean, first of all, he's still doing the Michael Jackson dancing.
Wow.
You are 50 some years old, Corey. Let it go.
Yeah.
You did that shit.
It was cute when you were
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not anymore.
No.
He still wears like a whole leather I mean,
gosh.
he's got the ponytail. You Google it sometime and you will.
I don't think I want to.
It's awful. It is awful.
It is awful. You know what's awful is they were filming a show called 15 and Getting Straight, and they picked the two biggest child drug addicts in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, they could play it. They would play a convincing drunken drug addict, wouldn't they?
That is true. But not the role models that you're looking for in that kind of... Anyway, those after-school specials were dumb anyway. The Young Lovers even attended the 1988 Oscars together, but they split up after 9 months of dating. In Feldman's 2013 memoir, Choreography... Oh, God.
I mean, I'm telling you, Corey, move on.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
He said the relationship ended because he was heavily into drugs and she was trying to stay sober.
I mean, that makes sense. I think Corey might still be on drugs.
Poor Drew. Drew had been an addict since she was like 4.
I know.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Though Feldman is no longer in the public eye, although apparently he has a band.
He is in a band.
Barrymore has had a number of high-profile romances with actors like Ed Norton, Luke Wilson, and Justin Long. She has 2 daughters with ex-husband Will Kopelman. Rocky Star, I loved this relationship.
I
wanted them to be together forever.
This one's a crazy. I think her and I share a birthday.
Oh, nice. Rocky star Sylvester Stallone became smitten with then 22-year-old Danish actress Brigitte Nielsen shortly after she made her feature film debut in Red Sonja in 1985. According to People, it was Nielsen who made the first move, sending Stallone a provocative photo asking to meet him while they were both staying at the same hotel in New York City.
Okay, so can we just talk about also how much it would go into making and sending a provocative photo in the 80s? It's not like you had a phone that you could just shoot a selfie.
And did somebody take the picture for you?
You would have, unless she had somebody had to take the picture.
But then did she have to go get it developed?
Yes.
Or was it a Polaroid?
Oh, maybe it was Polaroid. But still, somebody's got to take the Polaroid. They don't have a timer or anything.
No, they don't.
And then you have to put it in an envelope. Lick the envelope. Buy a stamp. Put the stamp on it. Either carry it down to your mailbox.
Don't forget to write the address.
The address. You got to find Sylvester Stallone's address.
Yes.
Then you have to put it in the mailbox or take it to the post office. Because if she'd only done one movie at that time, she's not got an entourage of people that will do
you suppose she sprayed perfume on the...
You know she did. And you know she kissed the back of the envelope with red lipstick. You know she did.
Of course she did. She was a stunningly beautiful woman.
She was, but I hated her in Rocky.
Well, were you supposed to hate her?
I hated her.
They got married in December of 1985, only 10 months after Stallone's divorce from his first wife was finalized. The marriage only lasted 19 months, and tabloids swarmed the story with rumors of cheating and scheming. Though things got ugly, Nielsen reunited with her ex while shooting 2018's Creed 2, stepping back into her role as Ludmilla Drago. From Rocky 4. But all was well between her and Stallone. We buried the hatchet a long time ago, Nielsen told USA Today. When we were together, we are two professionals, and we keep it that way.
I mean, first of all, that was 127 years ago, so.
For real. That would be like me being upset with a boyfriend I had in high school.
Yeah.
Like, get over it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I did put this
Oh,
one
look
in
at that.
here. Oh, look at me. Okay, well, let's just rehash this real quick. Jennifer Grey and Matthew Broderick may have played siblings in the 80s classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off. One of my favorite movies of all time.
I'm not going to say my opinion because I already get hassled enough for my unpopular opinions.
There was one summer, I want to say it was between my, let's see, when did that, it doesn't say when it came out. I want to say it was the summer between my sophomore year and my junior year. I'd wake up every morning to a long list of chores I had to get done. But before I would do those, because I always saved it till last minute and rushed around the house to get it done, I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off every single day that summer. I just love that movie.
I do not. I know.
It looks like such a fun day off.
It does not.
It does.
It does not. You know what's a fun day off? Watching The Price is Right. And then the stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except I just can't watch Prices right now because...
Well, no, it's not Bob.
It's not Bob. And I just feel so bad for Drew. And we just watched the documentary again, or a documentary about his fiance that got murdered.
Oh,
that
right,
Amy
right.
something was her name.
Yeah.
And he's just not been the same since.
Oh, no.
And it's so sad. It breaks my heart. So on Ferris Bueller's Day Off, their feelings developed for each other. It was anything but familial, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. The couple kept their romance a secret until a tragic event thrust them into the spotlight. I wonder what that was. During a vacation in Ireland in 1987, Gray and Broderick were involved in a head-on collision that left the passengers of the other car dead. I'm sorry, it was the other car, not their car. Dirty Dancing was released days later, and Jennifer suffered from serious survivor's guilt. I became America's sweetheart within 5 days of the accident, she told San Francisco Chronicle in 2010. The juxtaposition of that deep sorrow. My husband told me I really should practice the words. He's like, you sound so dumb, especially the names. He's like, it's so insulting. I'm like, I know. The deep sorrow and survivor's guilt, and then being celebrated as the new big thing, just didn't jibe. It didn't feel good to be the toast of the town. The accident was eventually deemed Broderick's fault, and the couple split in 1988. So, yeah, that would have been really hard.
Yeah.
5 days prior, you killed 2 people in a car accident.
Yeah.
Whew. And then that's out there.
And then,
but
then you're...
Yeah, because Dirty Dancing, that was huge.
Okay. And that movie is problematic now.
Well, yeah, because she was a kid.
A kid.
And Patrick Swayze was like 40.
Not a kid. The whole movie was problematic.
It was. But
nobody puts baby in a corner.
That's right. Miami Vice star Don Johnson and Oscar-nominated actress Melanie Griffith were the Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor of their time.
They sure were.
If you're old enough to know who those people are.
I am.
I am too, but... When the two first met, she was just 14 and he was 23.
Yeah, problematic also.
Yikes. They moved in together before Griffith could drive. Oh. And married in 1976, just a few months after her 18th birthday. They divorced 7 months later.
Imagine that. Weird.
So he stole her entire teenage years when she should have been out with fun boys, and then got bored with her 7 months after he married her. Okay. Anyway, the couple remarried in 1989 and had one daughter, Dakota Johnson, who I do not like. I don't know why, but there's something about that woman. Of 50 Shades of Grey fame. In 2018, Griffith told In Style, it was sort of a natural karmic thing for us to get back together and have Dakota. She was meant to come into the world, if you think about it. After divorcing Johnson for a second time in 1996, Griffith moved in with Antonio Banderas. I love Antonio Banderas so much.
I know.
And when my kids were little, there was this movie, Spy Kids, and he was the dad in it. And it is such a good movie. And I keep trying to find it on TV so I can watch it again.
Okay, but did you see him in the Super Bowl ad?
Yes.
He does not look at it. I was like, whoa, was that
he's
Anton?
very, very, very old.
Okay. So is Harrison Ford.
Oh, he's very handsome.
I mean, Harrison Ford is 80 times more handsome now than he was when he was young.
Yes.
That man has gotten better looking the older he has gotten. And you know he's a helicopter pilot, right? So he rescues people all the time in Montana or wherever. Can you imagine being rescued by fucking Indiana Jones rolling up on you?
That would be amazing.
I'm sure I've said that before, but
we need to go get lost there wherever he does
I know. Before he dies.
Be like, save me, Harrison, save me.
Indy.
So Griffith and Antonio Banderas were married for 18 years before filing for divorce in 2014. I was very sad when they got divorced. I liked them together. I was never a huge Melanie Griffith fan, although she did do some good stuff like Working Girl.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of hers.
Yeah, she was, but just the two of them together, like the Bleach Blonde Bombshell and the Latin Lover. Yeah, they just went good together. As for Johnson, he continued to have scandalous relationships. He was briefly engaged to Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, who played his daughter on the TV show Nash Bridges. In the mid-90s. I wonder if she was also a child when he was dating her. Then in 1999, he married nursery school teacher Kelly Flegger. She was 30 and he was 50 at the time. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
A 30-year-old can make that decision.
Yeah. So, I have to watch Miami Vice like probably once a week.
That just sounds so insane.
It is really insane, especially the episode where they play In the Air Tonight. I should know exactly which episode it is and I should know exactly what Porsche they drive.
Oh,
maybe
that's where the
it's a
Porsche love
Ferrari.
comes from, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or maybe it's a Ferrari. I don't know. But I do know. No, I do know. It is a 928. No. That was in Risky Business. The 928 was in Risky Business, and it was brown.
Look at you.
But, yeah. So every time we specifically have to watch that episode, and then I have to hear. I say, look, watch this part right here. I'm like, I know for the 987th time. I am aware.
You're such a good wife.
I stare at the TV like, because when you're a cook for 25 years of your life, you can tune servers out. And he is a server / bartender. So I can tune a server out with no problem.
I say that same thing about being a mother. You learn to tune the kids out. Like, you don't want to be screaming at them when they're making noise. They're having fun and playing. So you just tune them out.
Tune it out.
So, yeah, I'm very, very good at that now.
Yeah.
A little too good sometimes.
Yeah.
It may be difficult to uncover a love story more 80s than Tommy Lee and Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
All right. Tommy Lee is my guilty pleasure. I think he is just the sexiest thing. And have you ever watched, what's the, movie, but it's kind of documentary, but it's a movie of them on tour?
I don't know.
Shoot, what's it called?
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to keep talking
Okay.
and look it up because it's really excellent. And it tells the backstories of the guys. And he really is a good guy. Like, he grew up with really cool parents. And
Do you know who I found out was a really good guy that I just would never have expected? What's his name from Kiss? Even though he was on The Apprentice,
Yes.
so I could live without that. But he didn't drink. He didn't do drugs. Nothing. Have you ever
Simmons.
seen Gene Simmons? Have you ever seen the picture of him and his mom? First, she's like 2.5 feet tall, and he's like 18 feet tall.
So the movie's called The Dirt. It came out in 2019. It's a musical comedy. And yeah, it's obviously it's actors playing
Right.
the Motley Crue guys, but it really shows the rock star lifestyle, and it's a really fun movie to watch if you haven't seen it. So according to People, the Dynasty actress met the Motley Crue drummer backstage at an REO Speedwagon concert.
That is the most 80s sentence I believe there has ever been in the history of sentences.
I squeezed it all in there.
You sure did.
People magazine, Dynasty.
That sentence had everything.
Everything. It's got everything. Lee began bombarding Locklear's manager with phone calls, and she eventually caved. 3 months later, after their first date, Lee proposed. The two wed in 1986 in front of a crowd of 500. But Lee's wild ways and infidelity led to their divorce in 1993. So, yes, but if you're marrying a rock star, you have to know.
You have to know that.
You have to know that's going to happen.
Unless it's Alice Cooper.
Yeah. But he's what, one of a million?
I mean, he's probably like the exception.
Yeah. And Tommy Lee was particularly infamous for both his package and the amount of girls he was with. Locklear married Bon Jovi guitarist Richie Sambora in 1994.
Are they still together?
I want to say no, because she's a mess now.
Is she?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I think
it's funny because when I read that the Tommy Lee and Heather Locklear, I was like, oh yeah, but I think I more remember her with Richie Sambora for whatever reason.
But it doesn't say anything about them divorcing either, so I don't know. But Lee married Baywatch bombshell Pamela Anderson in 1995, just 4 days after meeting her. And I did love Tommy and Pamela together too. That was my list of couples that really stuck out to me from our time. Is there anyone?
I have one.
Okay.
My favorite couple.
Okay.
Other than, of course, Johnny and Winona.
Right. Yeah. That goes without saying.
Second favorite couple.
Yes.
Bruce Willis and Demi Moore.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot that one because.
I mean, first of all, they have probably the most grown-up relationship of anybody ever.
Yeah, the two of them is the gift that keeps on giving.
They really are. Because they when they got divorced, they built houses next to each other
To raise the kids.
to raise the kids. And when she married
Ashton Kutcher.
He was over there all the time. Like they did stuff together all the time. It seems to me they were the most emotionally mature. I mean, obviously I don't know what happened, and I didn't really look in. I don't really care why they broke up or whatever. People just do that. But I just think it's just so emotionally grown up.
Yes. And I saw her on something I was watching recently. And she has a movie out, which I've always really liked Demi Moore. She has been she said when she was younger, she was told that she would be a popcorn actress, which I don't know what, I'm assuming it's like a Pop-Tart musician. I'm going to say it's in the same thing. So she said it was part of her Golden Globe speech that she, so then she was like, okay, well, the awards just aren't meant for me then. I'm just going to make these movies.
Yeah.
I never saw G.I. Jane, but
I love G.I. Jane. I love G.I. Jane.
Did you ever see the movie Striptease?
Yes.
She was excellent in that. And I was working as a bartender in a movie theater at the time. So I've seen that movie 50,000 times.
Right.
But she really was amazing in that movie. And in Ghost, of course, I think she was I just love Patrick Swayze anyway. But she's in this new movie called Substance. And I didn't really understand the premise of it, but I did know that she got nominated for an Oscar. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
So it's a horror movie, actually, which I didn't realize. And it is funny that Demi Moore is getting her first Oscar nomination for a horror movie. So she is a fitness instructor. Everything's about her looks, and she gets fired because she's getting too old and too old looking. So there is a substance that she can inject, and I guess it splits her personality. Like there's a young, pretty version of her and then like a monster version of her. Huh. The way I had always seen it, I thought she became like an addict because she got older or addicted to plastic surgery or something. But I don't think that's what it is. I think she's like, yeah. So now I'm really interested in seeing it. But she was talking about Bruce Willis. And it's just so devastating what's happening to him. My heart cannot take it.
I know.
But the circle of support that he has around him is...
Well, because I think he's moved back in with her.
He has. And his wife.
Yes.
And they have been married for, 15, 20 years, something.
A long time, yeah.
And Demi was talking about, she said, I love our modern family. Like, there's no sort of any ill will or anything. She's like, we all just love each other and we take care of each other, and that's just what we do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're the most, like, I just can't, and especially for being in Hollywood, you know, it's they're all, you always hear about how fake, you know, this relationship was set because of this, and, you know, these two people were pushed together because of this, and, you know, and it's pretty obvious when, like the Justin and Brittany, that's obviously done for a reason,
right?
Was orchestrated, and a lot of them are.
Yes.
You know, there are very few, of course, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, you know, they're not, but you know, there's just, you can always see it coming from like a mile and a half away. You're like,
yeah, and it's actually kind of similar to your favorite, Johnny and Winona. You know, they tried to be together. They weren't meant to be together that way. Yeah. But they were definitely meant to be in each other's lives forever. Yeah. So
yeah,
they had to find their dynamic.
It's just crazy, you know. It's so sad. I love Bruce Willis so much, and it's
so unfair.
It really is, and I don't, you know. That's, I guess, the nature of the beast.
Oh, and I guess I forgot one of the most popular music videos of all time as well would be Christy Brinkley.
Oh.
And Billy Joel.
Billy Joel and Christy.
My God, when I was a child, Christy Brinkley walking up in that garage in that outfit with those heels and that hat, I was in love instantly with her.
You all don't know my godmother and her husband, but Nicole knows my godmother and her husband. And so they're Italian in Philadelphia. And my dad used to say that video was them.
He's exactly right.
Yes.
He is 1,000,000% right.
Yeah. Because her husband he owned a junkyard in Philadelphia, if that tells you anything about who he is. And my aunt, it's so funny because my aunt is my mom's best friend.
Right.
And she is super fancy. Like, I have never.
So fancy.
I mean, that woman matches, like, everything matches.
Never a hair out of place.
Never a hair out of place.
Makeup perfect.
Done. Her
beautiful jewelry.
Like one color in her shirt will match, like, the rhinestone in a shoe. And
yep.
just impeccably done.
Yes.
My mom is not.
Is a hippie.
My mom is. So it's funny because Nicole is fancy pants. I am not. My sister is not fancy. And one of her friends is extremely fancy pants. So I don't know if that's just like a genetic thing that we just automatically gravitate to people who are fancy
people.
Or what? We're just like, don't look at me. Look at my fancy friend here. I don't know how that works. But yes. So that video is
it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
That's funny.
And then recently he played a show at Madison Square Garden and he sang that Christy Brinkley was there
saw that.
and he sang it to her. It was so sweet. And
that.
again, like his wife was there, but there was no hard feelings or anything weird about it. But yeah.
I also wanted to do some because I got a list here too. Not a long list, so don't worry, we're not going to be here forever. One of them, where'd it go? Damn it, I just missed it. Oh, Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet.
Oh yeah, that was one I did read but didn't put on here.
The only reason I say that is because of their daughter.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
She
broke Channing Tatum's heart.
Yeah. She's absolutely gorgeous.
She is stunning. Who was another one that remember when Madonna dated Ned Beatty?
Yes.
After they made
oh God.
what was that?
Shit.
No, it wasn't shit.
No. Oh.
It was Detective.
Yeah. Dick Tracy.
Yes.
It was Dick Tracy.
Whew.
Cindy Crawford and Richard Gere. I don't care for Richard Gere or Cindy Crawford.
I like Cindy Crawford. Richard Gere.
So they did that movie in Berlin, Runaway Bride.
Oh.
Have you ever seen it?
I don't think so.
It's not a great movie, but
I don't like chick flicks.
I don't either. But the only reason I ever watch it is because it's Berlin and I recognize literally everything in it. Also, hey, if you live in this area or are familiar with Ocean City in any way, shape, or form, there is a great 80s movie called Violets Are Blue. Mm-hmm. Kevin Kline, Sissy Spacek. I don't know if it was after she did Carrie, so she was pretty famous. And I feel like he should have been at the time too. It's a phenomenal movie.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember that movie.
I don't know if it's just because I know people in it because my aunt
extras.
My dad's brother and his wife are in it. Mm-hmm. And we were going to be in it, but I don't remember why we weren't. But it's if you know Ocean City, Maryland, and you loved Ocean City, Maryland at any point, they're on Assateague. It's a really fun. It's a fun movie to watch. I made my husband watch it, and he was like, I never knew about this movie at all. And I was like, I know it because I know people in it. But the movie theater that I used to go to as a kid was 3 blocks from my house. Mm-hmm. And I very much remember they premiered the movie there. That they had Sissy was there and Kevin Kline and everybody. They had a red carpet event.
Wow.
Yeah, at the Sun and Surf.
That's so cool. And is that where we saw Men in Black?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had, and I remember it I can remember it like it was yesterday because they had the big searchlights around, and it was
Hollywood.
It was.
Wow.
Hands down, Hollywood had come to town.
That's amazing.
And the whole movie is set there. The whole movie. It's the boardwalk, everything. So if you know the area.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
I love it.
But those are the only ones I really.
Okay.
Bruce and Demi was really the ones that.
Yeah. Shame on me for missing that one.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I just left it there for you to.
There you go.
There you go.
You pitched it to me.
I did.
So anyway, yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
If you're so inclined to
If you
give a
celebrate.
shit, or if you don't, happy Friday.
But if no one told you, then
hey, it's Valentine's Day.
happy Valentine's Day.
You should do this ASMR.
Do something nice for yourself if you don't have anyone to do anything nice for
I'm
you.
going to do something nice for myself.
Sweet.
I don't know what that is. I'm going to take myself out to dinner.
I'm going to work.
Oh, I mean, I'll be working all day. I should go to the Eagles. That's something you could do. Anyway, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
So, thanks for listening to our Valentine's Love Fest. Like I said in the beginning, if you didn't do it in the hour that we've had you here, do it now.
Please.
Just hit those little stars if you're on Apple. I think Spotify, you can rate it. I don't know how.
Yeah,
Spotify.
it does have 5 stars as well.
Okay, so do it. Do it now. If
Do
you
it
didn't
now.
Do it. You can find
No
us.
Valentine's Day candy for you.
That could be your Valentine's gift to us.
Yeah.
Just hit those 5. We love 5 stars.
We do.
Stars are our favorite. I have a star named after me.
She does. I bought it for her.
It's after my dog. You can find us where you listen to podcasts, but you clearly are listening. So you can follow us on all the socials at Like Whatever Pod. We are on YouTube, and we're getting there with that. We did an experiment last night, and it is not going well.
Yeah, but stay tuned.
Look, it is a lot harder to edit video than it is to edit audio. So Heather has old and needs a learning curve. But if you know somebody who loves to edit video and stuff,
In their spare time.
yeah, and would love to do it, then you can send an email to likewhateverpod@gmail.com, or don't, like, whatever.
Whatever.
Bye.